Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica if you are new here. Today's video is just going to be a spring kind of spruce up. I'm going to be cleaning some areas in my house that I don't normally clean in a cleaning video, so I thought they could really use a good sprucing up since it is now beautiful weather today. It's starting to get warmer where I live. It's in the 60s today, right around the lower 60s, so still kind of cool, kind of chilly, but definitely the sun is shining and it makes me want to get outside, and it makes me excited for the warm weather that is coming. So I'm going to go outside today and I'm going to clean off my porch. I'm also going to be doing some spring decorating, not too much, just a little bit of spring decorating. And I'm going to go to my back deck and I'm going to not power wash it. I need to power wash it this summer when it's warmer. If I power wash it today, I'm going to be freezing and I'm not going to do that. So I will be blowing the leaves off though, using my leaf blower, and I'm going to just, you know, freshen it up a little bit. It definitely needs to be power washed and it needs to be refinished, which will be later on. But today I'm going to just, you know, get rid of all those leaves that have been sitting there since like last fall, and hopefully clean it up a little bit, because you know it's kind of going to be grilling weather really soon, and I'd love to get out there and use my deck. And if it's all cleaned off, it makes me feel like I can go out there and enjoy it. I'm also going to be down here in my craft room, kind of just like cleaning up. This has kind of been the storage area for my spring decor that's going out, and then also the wedding decor. We've got some wedding things in here, but I'm going to be cleaning this up. I did, as I showed you in another vlog, I did get a new vacuum, and I'm going to be sharing that with you, and we're going to use it on some different places and see how well it does, and I'll let you guys know what I think about that. Also, one thing that I really want to tackle today is my oven. It has been so long since I cleaned my oven, and honestly I didn't even think there was hope for it, but I did watch someone recently clean their oven and I thought, I'm gonna try that because it worked for her. Hopefully it will work for me. So the craft room, the oven, the front porch, and the deck, that's what we're tackling today. We've got a lot to do today. It's a Sunday afternoon, it's beautiful and sunny outside, and I am ready to tackle my to-do list, so let's get to work. Okay, we're going to start out here on my front porch, and I need to sweep the front porch off. I've had a lot of people suggest different things to clean my porch, from like a leaf blower or a vacuum, and I've tried all those things and I just end up liking the broom the best. The broom does the best job. So I'm just going to sweep everything off, try to kind of get down any cobwebs and things, and then I'm just going to be freshening it up with some spring decor. Nothing too extravagant. This is kind of like phase one of what I'm doing. Our front step, my husband Marion is in the process of redoing it, and so it's not completely finished, so that will come along later. And I also want to like paint the railings, which I've wanted to do for a couple years. So there's a lot that I want to get done that is not going to be done in this video, but I'm just going to be freshening it up for the spring, for early spring, and putting out some new decor, which I'll be showing you in a minute. So I have a lot to do, so let's get busy. So you can see the wear and tear on the carpet right here, and also on the stairs. It's always my intention to get this porch painted every single summer, and I have not done it in several years. So I did buy these like rubber mats from Amazon a few years ago, and they were very inexpensive, around $20, and they kind of like make it to where you're not just continuing to, you know, pull the paint off the stairs. So it they work for now, but I do intend on repainting them. Speaking of repainting, this is my old wicker love seat. I got this probably before we had Jackson, so it's pretty old, and it was used when I bought it, and it was red, and then I painted it black, and it needs another coat of paint desperately, but I don't know. I like the weathered look, so it's just never been a priority. But looking at it in this video, I realized that probably should paint it. I spray paint it. It doesn't take much, and it looks a lot better. So I'll probably replace it eventually, but I do like having this little spot where if someone comes over and we want to sit and chat, you know, it's a nice place to sit. So I just put some spring pillows on that love seat, and now I'm just gonna sort of clean this little old bench off. And I bought some fake flowers, or greenery I should say, at Walmart for like $2 a pick, and I thought that they'd be really great on the porch. I like the pops of green, and I don't like to really put real flowers on my porch because they don't get the rain, and we do get a lot of rain where we live, and so the artificial plants, I just don't ever remember to water them. I am not a gardener at all. So I like to put artificial plants on the porch because it's covered, but I do like to use this dirt to put inside the buckets. It just kind of anchors it, because a gust of wind, we had a really gusty day the other day, and this held up really good. If it was empty, it would have just blown away, and also it helps to hold the stems up. So I think it looks pretty realistic, and I love the pop of green. I went to Hobby Lobby and I picked up this galvanized, kind of like painted galvanized bucket. I just thought it was so beautiful, and it was $30, but it was 40% off, so I ended up paying $18 for it. And then these these grass stems were $8, but they were half off, so I only paid $4 per stem, and I thought it was a good deal because they are really big. And then I just added some dirt to this as well, just to make it weighted down, and then I added the grass stems to them. I wasn't sure if I would need more, but when these are inserted, they like really spread out, and I definitely didn't need more than two. It looks really pretty. I like how full it looks. So now I bought these flowers at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just using my wire cutters, and I'm just going to trim them off so that I can stick them inside of some styrofoam. And I have this, I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like a lamp stand. I bought the pieces at Goodwill years ago, and I put them together for the $5 Goodwill challenge, and I'll try to remember to link that video down below. But I just took different things, different scraps that I found at a couple different Goodwills, and I put them together. I had my husband put them together, and I painted them and made this lamp stand. And then I have this really old piece of styrofoam that I used a couple times, and I probably should have replaced it, but I thought, oh, maybe I can use it one more time, and it's kind of falling apart. But I like to pull this out in the spring and put some fresh flowers in it, and I like to change it up each year because the spiders and stuff do kind of like make webs in it, and I kind of have to throw the flowers away. But I didn't spend much. I got these flowers all half off at Hobby Lobby, and this year I decided to go with pink. And so I think it's really beautiful when it's finished. It looks like a mess now, but it is really pretty, and I don't know, it's just something I like to do every year. I think it makes my porch look really springy, and I hope that you like it. And I got this sign at the craft store, and I wrote welcome on it, but you'll see in a little while I did use my Cricut to put the sign on it instead. I thought it would look a lot better, so I'll show you that in just a minute. just out here trimming these little bushes. I call it giving them a haircut because it's kind of what I'm doing. They are, I forget what they're called, but people tell me every year and I always forget because, like I said, I'm not a gardener. I just know that when I was given these plants that they said to cut them every year and that the new shoots will come in better and fuller, and they do. So every spring I give them a haircut, and in case you're wondering, that is just a knife. I use it every single time, and I'm sure there's tools for this, but it's what I've always used and it works great. So I just trim them down, and then when very soon they'll start, actually there's some new shoots already coming in, but by midsummer these are big and beautiful. The ones in the back are way bigger. It's the same exact plant, but this front gets afternoon sun, and so I think that makes them not grow as much. It kind of fries them a little bit. Also, this soil is really rocky in the front, but you'll see the ones in the back in a second. But I just gave these guys a haircut, and now hopefully they will grow nice and big for the summer. Now it's definitely time to take down my Let It Snow sign. It is almost April, and sometimes we do get snow this late in the year, but we are saying no to snow. We want sunshine and spring weather, so I'm just adding a little spring flag here, and in a few weeks or so I'll add some flowers to that pot. I always like to add fresh flowers out there, but I'm not quite ready to do that because we do have some days, some nights below freezing, so I want to wait just a few more weeks. So here I'm just showing you how I made, well, I had already made the cricket sign, but I just erased the chalk, washed it really good, and then I had already designed and cut this welcome sign out, and I think it just looks so much better than the chalk, and this is something that I can, keep for a long time. Alright, so here's a look at the front porch. The sun was already starting to set, but definitely felt accomplished getting all this done. And like I said, this is kind of phase one. There's a lot that still needs to be done, but it's definitely freshened it up for spring, and I'm very happy with the way it looks. So now we are going to head into the backyard, and you can see these bushes are a whole lot bigger than they were in the front. So these guys get huge in the summertime, so I'm going to cut them back a lot, but within 2 months these are going to be so much bigger. And the deck needs to desperately be cleaned off. You can see the right side is a lot in better shape than the left side, because the left side is under a tree and the right side had a rug on it, and it's just a mess. And my plan is to strip, power wash this deck, like I said, when it gets a little bit warmer, and then to also finish it, which has been my plan for a few years, but I have got to do it. This year is definitely the year I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to use my leaf blower and try to blow off the leaves, and then I'm going to go back and sweep it in a minute just to get off the debris. But so much of the debris it gets in between the pieces of wood, and it just won't come off without being power washed. So you can see Oliver attacking my leaf blower just like he does the vacuum. But so I'm just, like I said, this is phase one. Just going to go ahead and try to clean it off the best I can. This is a rug that I got at Hobby Lobby, but it just didn't work out in the long run. It just was way smaller than I thought. It was really thin and kind of plasticky, and I thought, well, maybe if I put my furniture, it would hold it down and it would kind of like straighten it out, but it just wasn't working. It was not the rug for this space. So in the end, I ended up rolling it back up and returning it. And I think I'm just gonna look again for a rectangle shape, because it just makes it kind of I don't know, cozy when I come out here in the summer when it's hot. I like to have a rug. It's just nice. But I did pick up these pillows, which are so pretty and bright and green. I love them. I got them at Walmart for only $5 each, and they're made for the outdoors, so they're perfect for the deck. And then I'm just going to wipe off this little table using my Lysol kitchen spray. I probably haven't wiped this off since last summer, so it definitely needed it. So now I am going to focus on the other side of the deck, and this side is really bad. I have this table and chairs, which we've had forever and ever and ever, and I'm probably going to replace them very soon. At least the chairs need to be replaced, and you can see the different, colors on the deck. We have our dryer vent, and then where the mat was, and it's just a mess. It needs to be redone so badly, but first things first. So I'm going to get all these leaves off and sweep as good as I can, and then definitely, like I said, we'll be refinishing this before too much longer. So now it's time to give these guys their haircut. I'm going to cut a lot off of these. This was kind of a chore. Like, it takes me a little while. My back's always hurting, but I also should have probably got all these leaves out. I should have maybe leaf blown them, used my leaf blower. But I will go back and get all the leaves out of the way and put some new mulch. I do that every summer, and it really dresses it up. And now that Marion put this lattice work up, it's really going to be nice whenever it's only March, so I like to wait a little bit longer, maybe like end of April, 1st of May. But these, when they grow during the summer, they get so big, it just makes everything look so pretty and green. And I know it looks like I'm being really careless with that knife, but everything is sped up, so I was being a lot more careful than it looks like. So here it is, finished phase 1 of the deck. It does look a whole lot better, but it definitely needs a whole lot more work. But it does feel good to have this checked off the list. I always have to get out here in the early spring and try to kind of clean everything off from the fall and the winter. We have pretty harsh weather around here, lots of rain and snow and ice, and it feels really good to get it off, start the process of getting it freshened up. Okay, now we're going to totally switch gears, and I'm going to go into my kitchen and clean my oven. So I got this easy off. It's the fume free and no gloves required. So I definitely wanted the fume free, and it's super inexpensive at Walmart. And I'm going to show you what my oven looks like, and then I'm going to show you how to use this in case you're wondering, because I have personally tried to clean my oven before and I didn't get very far. It just didn't work. And so I just pretty much thought, well, there's no hope for it. It's just too baked on, it won't come off. But I watched someone do this on Instagram, and I was like, I need to try that. So I bought some, and I took out the foil, which was on the bottom of my oven, which was kind of just hiding the stuff on the bottom. And I did what it said. I sprayed it in a cold oven, and you're not supposed to get it on the burner, but it's kind of hard not to. But I just made sure that it was nice and thick all over the entire stove, entire oven. And the door was what I really wanted to focus on, because that's what drives me crazy, and I can't even hardly see inside my oven when it's, you know, there's food in there because it's so caked on. But I'm going to I put this on, and then I closed it up, and then I let this sit for an hour and 15 minutes, which is what the can said. And then in an hour and 15, we'll come back and I'll show you how much of that came off. But right now I'm going to head down into my craft room, just do some straightening up, like I said, and then I'm going to vacuum and dust everything off and just make sure that everything is in order, because this is where I'm doing a lot of my DIYs for the wedding. And if I have a clean, organized craft space, it's much easier. Okay, so I'm going to share this vacuum with you. This is called a company called Bagotte, and I have worked with them before. They sent me an air purifier, and I really love it. It's down in my craft room. And they sent me this vacuum a few weeks ago and just told me to test it out, tell them what I thought. And they're not paying me for this review. It's just my honest review. But I want to tell you a little bit about it. It's called the BS900 Cordless Stick Vacuum Cleaner. And there you see it is on the wall mount, and it's being charged up. But I'm going to try it down here in my basement because, like I said, this carpet, my vacuum, my Shark cannot handle this carpet. I don't know why, but it doesn't pick anything up on it, and it's so frustrating. So this vacuum has 3 speeds. It has a low, middle, and high. And so I thought maybe if I did a higher, gear, my other vacuum is only 1 gear, so I'd use the second one here, and it actually did a really great job. It's definitely something that my Shark could not handle, so that made me very happy, first of all. So this vacuum comes with 2 different brushes, and they're super easy to take out and put back in. And one of them is designed for thinner carpet or hardwood floors, any kind of hard surface, and then the other one is designed for the thicker, plusher carpet. So I was using the one down here, obviously, for like the thin carpet, and you can see that it picked up this carpet, the debris on this carpet, so easily, and it also picked up the debris on the hard surfaces perfectly. It worked really great. I was very happy with it. You can see the brush here. This is the hard floor and the thin carpet brush, and then you just pop it out and then pop the carpet one back in if you have any kind of thicker or plusher carpet. And this one works really great too, so I used this on the little runner that I have down in my basement, and I also used that brush on my bedroom carpet, and it worked really great on the thicker carpet. And so it is very convenient. I love that it has this really bright light on it, but my favorite feature is that it is cordless. So easy to bring down here in my craft room, and you can just pop this off, and it comes with a couple different attachments. So this one is great for like your sofa down getting crumbs out, or your car interior, or window seals. And then it also has this one, which is great for curtains or air conditioners, keyboards, or like I'm using it here on my stairs. And this carpet is thicker, but it had no problem. There was like some leftover pieces of carpet from when we installed it, and then just different, debris, pieces of debris. And it did a really great job on my stairs, and there's no cord, so it's awesome. I can just take it wherever I need to. So overall, I truly love this vacuum. I am so thankful that they sent this to me. And I am going to leave a link down in the description box if you're interested in this vacuum, because they have given me a code for you guys, and you can save 38%. It's a great deal. So this deal is only good until April 10th, so make sure that you purchase it before then if you're interested. It is a great deal, and it is a great vacuum, and I definitely am loving mine. And I hope if you guys are in the market for one, that you will give this a try, because I know people tell me all the time, or they ask me all the time, what vacuum do I have and do I like it? So I'm telling you guys right now, this is the vacuum that I will be using, and I love it, everything about it. It's super easy to empty as well. You just pop that down, push this button, empty into your trash can. You know, gone are the days of vacuum bags and things like that. It's just, everything about it is convenient. It's lightweight. So make sure that you check that link down in the description box. You don't want to miss this great deal. And it also does come with this handy carrying bag, which you can keep all your little attachments and your different brushes in, and your filters. The filters, by the way, you just clean them with water and let them dry, and you can put them back in. You don't have to buy filters to replace, so that's also great. So make sure to check out that link, and thank you to Bagotte for sending me this awesome vacuum. Alright, so now we are back upstairs, going to try to clean this stove off. And so what I did was I had this like plastic kind of scrubber, and I started scrubbing, and I was really happy with how much was coming off, but it definitely did not all come off. So I had already figured early on I was going to go ahead and do it a second time. I think the more times you do it, the more will come off. But look how much already came off. Like I was shocked. I for some reason just thought it would never come off. Like it would always look that way and it would never be clean. But wow, so much of it came off. So I just kept scrubbing it with that little scrubber and rinsing it out. And then I took like an old towel and wet it, and then just wiped everything off and kept rinsing that as well. Obviously I threw these away when I was done, but it was very impressive. I don't know why I waited so long. I don't even know how many years it's been since I tried to clean it, but it's really pathetic. But it's definitely a lot cleaner. And so like I said, after this first time I did go ahead and spray it again and let it sit. So I'll show you that process as we go along. So that is how clean, in quotes, it came after the first time. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it again and let it sit for another hour and 15. Actually, I think this time I let it sit for like an hour and a half because I was busy. But I just thought it would be a great time to go ahead and get some more cleaning done. And so I'm going to go ahead and vacuum the floors, and then I'll come back and scrub it a second time. So one thing I really love about this vacuum too is that it's so low. The head on it is low. I don't know if that's what you'd call it, but it's thin, and so it can fit underneath my couches. It can go all the way to the wall underneath my couches. So I love that. My other vacuum cannot do that. So I can go all the way, and I feel like there's not toys or anything under there, but I feel like hair and dust bunnies and all that gets caught under there. So anything that would be bigger wouldn't be safe to vacuum up, obviously, but we don't have little kids and toys and things. But it's so convenient to be able to vacuum under my couches without having to move them. So that was just something unexpected about it, but I really love that feature. Okay, so I'm coming in for round number 2, and I did actually get a lot more off this time than after just one time. And I wonder if I had kept doing it, if I would have got more. But there was some that was just really stubborn that would not come off, and I think maybe I need to invest in some kind of like scraper or something. If you guys know of one that would work on that, let me know in the comments. I'd be interested in finding something that might scrape that off. I don't want to obviously scratch the glass, but after 2 times, I was very impressed with how well it worked, and definitely, like I said, this is something I never thought would come clean, so it made me very happy to see that I could actually see through the glass door. And I just went ahead and wiped everything off with the towel. And after I got the door cleaned, you'll see in a minute, I had Marion take the front of the door off, because then I noticed in between the glass there was all kinds of stuff. I don't know how dust and everything gets in there, but he took it apart for me so I could kind of scrub as best I could in between. It was kind of difficult, and there was sharp edges and stuff, but it definitely is a whole lot cleaner than it was, so I'll show you that in just a second. So here's Marion's just unscrewing these top screws, and then you have to be really careful that the whole thing doesn't fall apart. But you can see there's like a thick layer of dust down inside of that, and so that was just going to drive me nuts. So I figured I'd just do it all at once, and so he was gracious enough to take it apart and hold it there for me so I could try to get in here. But there was some sharp edges in here. I was afraid I was going to cut myself, but and it didn't like it would take a lot of scrubbing to get every single thing off, but I was able to get a lot, and it definitely is a lot better than it was, and it's not going to drive me crazy now like it would have. Alright, So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and sticking it out till now. I hope that this gave you the inspiration or the motivation that you needed to tackle some projects around your house. Make sure to check out that link in the description box and use the discount code if you would like to purchase this vacuum. It's an amazing sale right now, so don't miss out on it. It is only good until April 10th. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.